Hey, today I'm in a dirt cellar underneath an old farmhouse, and it gets extremely humid down here because all the water comes in and there's just constant humidity. So I'm running a dehumidifier, but I constantly have to empty the tank on the dehumidifier. So what I'm installing is a little mini sump system with a drywall bucket and a pump, little 1/2 horsepower pump with a little flow switch on it. And then that's going to attach to a garden hose that I just installed this morning. So I dug the hole for the drywall bucket to install the pump. If you have a concrete basement, you can use any container you want. You could use a big Rubbermaid, a bus boy container, whatever works for you. The other thing is you could always elevate the humidifier if you had to. So if you want to install an easy sump system with a garden hose, this is the way to go. I dug the bucket down about halfway. The dehumidifier is going to empty into the bucket, and then it's going to attach to the garden hose, go up approximately 6 feet. The 6-foot measurement's important because I got a backflow preventer on the pump, and I'm going to show you in detail how to set that, because that keeps the water from running down the garden hose back into the orange bucket. So I've installed the garden hose across the ceiling, and like I said, this is an old farmhouse. It's got hurricane doors to get down to the cellar. Thought I saw Dorothy down here one time, but I was mistaken. It was actually a big spider. Came across here, and I drilled a hole into the side of the hurricane door for the hose. So it's a garden hose. I used a 7/8 hole saw. After I drilled it, let's see here. There's the hole saw. Make sure you wear safety glasses when you do that, because there's a lot of metal shavings. After I drilled the hole in the side of the hurricane door, I took a metal file and I just went real good all the way around both sides, so there's no sharp edges here, okay? Now every house is going to have a different situation. You might be going through wood. I'm probably going to caulk this. I'll probably put another piece of rubber around the hose and then caulk it. This is a 25-foot garden hose. Here's the other end of it. I brought it back in the door because it's long outside. This particular hose didn't have a large fitting on the end of it like you'd screw a nozzle onto. So it went through the hole easy, and I didn't have to do a really large hole to fit, the excess fitting that's usually on the end of the hose. So this is just going to go out into the yard. We're going to go outside. Okay, here's the hose coming out the side of the hurricane door, and boom, into the yard. So like I said, depending on your house, you might be drilling a hole with a paddle bit through wood. But this is an easy way to keep from going down to the basement 3 times a day to empty a dehumidifier. The ampacity on the little pump, the little 1/3 horsepower pump, or 1/2 horsepower, is approximately 5.5 amps. So I got a dedicated 20 amp circuit here for both the dehumidifier, and the pump's going to plug in there too. Right now there's currently a fan. This is on a GFCI. If you do this, I would recommend a dedicated 20 amp circuit for both the dehumidifier and the pump, but you need to check with your local jurisdictions. So we're going to go inside. I'm going to show you how I'm going to fasten the pump, set the backflow preventer, and then I'm going to bring it down and install it and do a quick test on it. Like I said, this is easy. This is working up in a low crawl space below a house. There's a lot of houses that have a 3-foot crawl space. This would work fine. If you could, you know, dig your bucket down or raise your dehumidifier, whatever you have to do. All right, I'm going to head inside and we'll go from there.